They say history is written by the victors, but what if the ultimate story, the story of good versus evil, has been told all wrong? What if Lucifer, the ultimate villain, wasn't a villain at all? Stay with me because what we're about to uncover will challenge everything you think you know about good and evil. The Bible's story of Lucifer is one of rebellion, pride, and punishment. He's the fallen angel cast out of heaven, condemned to eternal damnation. But is that the full story? Throughout history, scholars, theologians, and even authors of apocryphal texts have debated the true nature of Lucifer. Was he truly a force of pure evil, or was he a misunderstood figure, fighting for freedom and enlightenment? Today, we're peeling back the layers to explore whether Lucifer might actually be a hero in disguise. By the end of this video, you might just see the morning star in a whole new light. The problem with the story of Lucifer is that it's told through a very narrow lens. Most of what we know comes from interpretations of scripture and centuries of tradition. But what happens when we go back to the original texts? When we examine the Bible, ancient Jewish traditions, and other spiritual writings, the narrative becomes less black and white. In fact, some interpretations suggest Lucifer's fall wasn't about rebellion against God, but about a quest for truth, a quest that mirrors humanity's own struggle for knowledge and freedom. But is there any truth to this idea? And if so, why has it been suppressed for so long? Let's start with the Bible itself. The name Lucifer only appears once in the King James Version, in Isaiah 14 verse 12, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" But here's the twist. The original Hebrew text doesn't actually mention Lucifer. The word used is Helel, which means morning star or shining one. This passage is widely believed to refer to a Babylonian king, not an angel. So how did we get from shining one to the prince of darkness? The answer lies in translations and interpretations. When the Bible was translated into Latin, the word Helel became Lucifer, which literally means morning star in Latin. Over time, this term became synonymous with Satan, thanks to medieval theologians like Saint Jerome. They linked Isaiah's passage to the story of the fallen angel in Revelation 12 verses 7 to 9, where a great dragon is cast out of heaven. But here's the thing. The book of Revelation was written centuries after Isaiah, and it's more of an apocalyptic vision than a historical account. So, was this connection a misunderstanding, or a deliberate attempt to create a cosmic villain? Now let's consider another perspective. In the apocryphal text known as the Book of Enoch, we get a deeper dive into the story of the fallen angels. Enoch describes a group of angels, led by a figure named Azazel, who descend to earth and teach humanity forbidden knowledge. This knowledge includes metallurgy, cosmetics, and astronomy, the very tools that allowed human civilization to advance. While Azazel takes the blame, some scholars argue that this story parallels the myth of Lucifer, a being who brought light to humanity but was punished for it. Could this be why Lucifer is called the morning star, a bringer of light? But here's where it gets even more intriguing. In some Gnostic traditions, Lucifer is seen not as a villain, but as a liberator. Gnosticism, an early Christian sect, believed that the material world was a prison created by a false god, often equated with the God of the Old Testament. In this narrative, Lucifer's rebellion wasn't against a loving creator, but against a tyrannical ruler. His goal? To free humanity from ignorance and lead them toward enlightenment. This interpretation flips the entire story on its head. What if Lucifer's fall was actually an act of sacrifice, a descent into darkness to bring humanity into the light? Let's not forget the parallels between Lucifer and other mythological figures. Prometheus, from Greek mythology, defied the gods to bring fire to humanity. He was punished, but he's celebrated as a hero. Could Lucifer's story be a similar archetype? After all, fire and light are recurring symbols of knowledge and liberation in almost every culture. If we view Lucifer through this lens, his actions become less about pride and more about empowerment. But why would this narrative be suppressed? One theory is that it challenges the authority of organized religion. If Lucifer represents questioning, enlightenment, and personal freedom, then his story could be seen as a threat to institutions that rely on obedience and control. By demonizing him, those in power could reinforce the idea that rebellion is evil and conformity is divine. So, where does this leave us? If Lucifer's story is really about light and knowledge, why is he condemned as the ultimate villain? Could it be that humanity has misunderstood his role all along? Or is it more comfortable to see the world in simple terms? Good versus evil, black versus white. The idea that Lucifer might be a hero forces us to question not just the story of the Bible, but the very nature of morality. Is rebellion always bad? Is authority always good? And if Lucifer's fall was a necessary act to bring humanity closer to truth, then what does that say about us? The story of Lucifer is far more complex than most of us have been taught. Whether you see him as a villain, a hero, or something in between, one thing is clear. His narrative holds a mirror to humanity's deepest struggles, the pursuit of knowledge, the fear of rebellion, and the quest for freedom. Maybe that's why his story continues to fascinate us. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions and confront the gray areas of good and evil. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what the Morning Star wanted all along. If this video made you think differently, don't stop here. Watch the next video for more hidden truths and Bible mysteries.